All right.
Another random explosion from Silas, and
Perfect.
now he's covered in like stuff.
Fair enough. Not atypical, I imagine. All right, welcome back. This
Oh yeah, yeah,
is
no, normal situation.
yeah,
Actually, I will knock. I'm gonna knock 2 HP off myself.
sure. It's up to you. Uh, welcome back. This is part two of session four of the changing of Ivyholm. After a encounter with some trolls the previous day, the rest of the travel along the road to Ivyholm was relatively uneventful. And in the evening, when the group Sweet Release was down for sleep, sorry, I'll stop putting my hands in front of the camera. Hubert spotted something moving towards them in the nearby wooded area. Awoke Fenris, who then in turn awoke Silsoa Sahisisa to try and sneak up there and see if they could intercept whatever it was that was maybe approaching, maybe not, who knows. Unfortunately, Sil was spotted before they could spot the thing coming back. And oh yeah, sorry, I mixed up Sil's thing on the character cards. Thank you for pointing that out. Sil is three parts fighter, or three levels of fighter. Uh, so they met Sketch, who's a member of the Taskmasters, who had been presumed dead? Question mark, or at least at the very least missing for the past, almost a year or so. Normally based out of Mornley, and they have been talking with him for a little bit. And he initially didn't let on who the heck he was, but Gwyn spotted him, figured it out, and outed him, so to speak. And reluctantly, he has agreed to take you with him to meet the rest of his friends, uh, presumably in the hopes of convincing you guys that going north is dumb. Or at least that's what it seems like. So right now, I think he's just waiting for the sun to come up fully and to make the way a little bit clearer, and then after a little bit of breakfast, he will lead the rest of you on the approximately half day journey or so. At least 3 or 4 hour journey is what it seems like to get to his friends. So, what's for breakfast? I guess so. Normally Ben would make breakfast, but Ben is not here. So, or no, I would assume he would have made it probably the night before because that's usually his deal.
Yeah, because it lasts 24 hours.
Right. Okay. So, what's for breakfast, guys?
Well, if you look in the corner over here, it's our breakfast pile.
Fantastic.
It's no crackers for a day's travel. But we'll share some of our jerky and dried fruit as well.
He
At
waves it
least I
off
will.
like I'm good. Uh, oh, these are good. Who made this?
Crackers?
Yeah, the crackers are pretty good. Like they look very
Uh,
plain, but
mm,
they're tasty.
we have an
Ben
expert.
will just point to himself and say, Baker.
Sketch. Hi.
No, no, no. Tracker. Baker.
It's not his name. It's his It's what he did.
Oh, you made. Oh, well, okay. What's his name? Hi, I'm Sketch.
Ben.
Ben. Man, you got. Oof. Your dynamic is strange. He starts looking up, like just hoping to God that the sun is up at this point, and it's up, but it's still kind of dawn. It's not exactly like full sun up yet, and he's just like, I mean, listen, it's probably better if we wait, but I'm ready to go whenever you guys are ready to go. So, the sooner we leave, I guess the sooner we get there, right?
True, true. Just need to make some final preparations.
Indeed.
Please,
Real
please do.
quick, Danny, how perceptive is he? Is he rather perceptive?
Why do you ask?
Just a little effect on Ben if he notices it.
pretty
So when the
perceptive.
sun rises, yeah, when the sun rises, Ben, the little runes and glyphs in Ben's shield
I'll tell you, his
and on his.
passive perception is 19.
Okay, then he would notice it. Yeah, it's not that crazy. So the runes on Ben's shield, his hammer, and like his armor, they all glow briefly in the sunlight.
Oh, okay. Noted. You know what? Where's my dice? And I assume not a lot, but at least some of his stuff is Everlight.
Yeah, it's just symbol the recharging at dawn and
Gotcha,
all that
gotcha,
stuff.
gotcha. Okay. He's not super into religion. Not. He's like, yeah, I recognize it, but I don't know what that is.
Yeah, that's fine. Just letting you know.
Fair enough. Yeah, whatever you need to do before we get head out, that's fine. Again, yeah, I mean, we can take your horses if you wanted. It may slow us down a little bit, but I don't think the carts are going to be a good idea. And this, what did you all do to this wheel? I mean, it looks like it's going to work fine, but it looks like it got like smashed a spoke or something.
We
Got
may
hit by a
do.
boulder
Uh huh. Oh,
from the aforementioned
yeah,
not trolls.
that makes sense. Okay.
Oh, real quick, when we were, I guess, chatting with him over the last hour, did Hubert notice anything to the west? Anyone?
He hadn't, but if you want to have him do another one, he can make another perception check.
One more.
Sure.
Sha. Yeah.
I mean, he's noticed now that the sun has started to kind of come up that natural fauna are a little bit more active by now, but nothing that he would see. Like he sees maybe a meal for later, right? Like again, he doesn't need to eat, but I think he likes it. Um, so yeah, nothing that he wouldn't normally hunt, but yeah.
Okay. I know. Gwen, could I have two lollipops?
Boop boop. One in the right hand, one in the left hand. Here you go.
Thank you. And Hubert will come back, land on his shoulder, and he'll um, I don't know if he'll give a smaller one or he'll bite half of it and then give the rest to Hubert.
It's jackfruit. It's one of Hubert's favorites.
Oh, you know us so well.
I has to. Your family. You don't hear me say that. I just kind of say that like low tones.
Otherwise, Fenris would help prep the horses, and he's about ready.
Fair enough.
Oh, is there somewhere safe we can keep him far away, nearby?
Far away from what?
No, closer to, not just leave them here, drop them off part way to
Just
your.
bring him with.
we-
We're leaving the carts behind, Fenris.
It's just the wagons. Okay.
We're gonna cover them up with natural greeneries.
You know,
and
I'll help you
things.
with that.
I believe you will.
All right, Mr. Metagamer.
It is.
Hide in plain sight. Although no, he's actually not that high of a level, but
No, but I'm assuming him and I are both the survival guys, so we can hide it.
Yeah, pretty much. Is that even what it's called? I know isn't that get replaced by the Tasha's one?
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah, because it was like if you spend a minute
Yeah.
wiping mud
And
on
then
yourself
never
and don't
move.
move.
Yeah, exactly.
the moment you move, it goes away, and you're.
It's basically you can be Pita in the Hunger Games, and that's about it.
Yeah.
I'll use some druidcraft, try to help. I'll try and spawn some stuff, and they can determine if it looks natural to the area or not, and I'll keep trying until it does look close enough.
Oh yeah. Well, we're good. We got a druid. We got a druid craft. We got a survival guys. We're fine. We got these.
And grass. And more grass.
Hey, what are the horses' names?
Candy cane and horse.
Horse.
No.
Mispronounced it.
So Hisi-san named it, and he does this a lot, so it's horse.
Candy King, come here.
She trots over.
He's taking Candy Cane and leading. What? Are we ready? Like, those carts are about as hidden as they're gonna be. And he kind of looks up the road. Yeah, and you see him like kind of pointing and counting something. He's like, "Yeah, I know pretty much exactly where we are, so I can take you back here, no problem."
Okay. We appreciate it. It's very nice of you.
We going? And he's just like holding the reins of Candy Cane.
I point a finger to him. You take good care of Candy Cane.
Yeah, I just want to get going. Like,
Am I driving a cart again? Soon?
No.
No, we
Buddy.
hit the cart.
Oh, wait, okay.
where? What carts? What are you talking about?
Sorry, I missed that part.
That's
When
just-
we're like all together and starting to like word, Syl will slink back into the group, covered in a little bit of like soot and goo and nothing you haven't seen before. But whoever has the unfortunate to try and like talk to Syl, he just presses a button, and so it's part of my magic ring. I cannot just
you can do
I'll
that.
just press a button. So part of the magic tinker, I can have 4 magic tinker things going at any one time.
Yeah.
One of them is my smell.
Right.
Another one is another one. So we'll press a button that he's got, kind of just on his sleeve, and you'll hear a message in Syl's voice saying, "Syl is having bad days. Everyone fucks us off today," and just will not talk to anyone.
Fair enough. Okay. Does anybody else doing anything before you head out?
I wanted to ask before, because I'm just switching out a couple of spells
Okay.
for the morning. For Summon Draconic Spirit, my 5th level spell.
Yep.
I require an object with the image of a dragon engraved on it worth at least 500 gold pieces.
Okay.
Are we successful enough that I would have been able to acquire something?
Sure.
Along that line. Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking, because otherwise I can
500
swap
gold's not
that.
out of reach of you guys, I would say by any stretch.
Give me your 10,000 gold pillow.
I took that back. It was not worth.
Didn't what was he trying to charge you for the shoes? Like 200 gold or something like that? I don't actually remember.
No, I think it was. It wasn't.
80 gold.
He would like if you'd have said 200.
Oh,
it'd
he
be
said
like,
they were
"Come
worth
on,
like
Word."
150, but I'll give you
Yeah,
the low price.
he
of
was like,
or something like that.
He's like, just because I know that you'll wear them around.
Yeah, that's right. I'll
People
give
will
you
see them.
that's it. You'll spread the word.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a couple hundred gold certainly for something that's definitely a good thing that you're gonna want to use for sure. Yeah,
Sounds
definitely.
okay. Perfect. Then I'll keep that.
All right. Set out. Sweet release, I guess.
Indeed.
Weird.
You remembered our names.
Well, I remembered that name. I don't. Tree, whatever. Yeah, let's just try to keep up. And he just like marches off. He's moving pretty quick. I mean, he's a ranger, so he has slightly faster walking speed, but he'll wait for those who can't keep up. But he's pushing his pace a bit. Yeah, if anybody wants to do anything, yeah, go ahead.
If we have any resemblance of a marching order, Finn would be near the front, and whoever's near the back, Hubert would hang out with them.
Yeah, we don't necessarily need to do it.
I think I would be towards the back.
Okay.
Perfect.
You
You got a little elf friend.
Yeah, fair. So yeah, he seems to move with very great ease through these parts. This part of the. Okay, so at the beginning, it's not like thick woods. Like I said, it's kind of just like smattering of trees here and there, and then like a little bit of just kind of open plain for maybe like a 20-minute walk, and then into a little bit of trees, and then but eventually it gets into like real thick forests after about like 2-3 hours. And he's like, "We're almost there. Once we get close, I may ask you to wait just for a bit, so that I can let them know you're coming, because they do not know that I've found anybody. I'm not sure they're gonna be real thrilled with me, but we stick together and we respect each other, so we're gonna. And he kind of like looks smugly at the rest of you, and he's like, so they trust my decisions and they'll honor the invitation, but it'll take a little bit of explanation. That's all.
Understood.
As soon as he walks off, like beyond the average,
Hearing distance.
like
Sure, like 200 feet ish,
yeah,
300 feet,
hearing distance,
something like
like to where like maybe he'd, with a great perception would maybe hear a little bit, but I'm just gonna like, how much you want to bet everybody hates him?
Absolutely.
that.
I'll
Make
bet with you.
a stealth check. I don't know. How do you want to try and conceal that? Like, even if you're trying to, or are you trying to?
I mean, I wouldn't said it out loud. It'd kind of just be like
Ah,
that. Like he was all smug and like, oh yeah, let me definitely tell you about how much my party respects me.
I'll just tell you, he
Uh,
rolled a 21 on perception. Would he have heard it?
Depends on how far. I
It's up
think
to
I
you.
think I would have. How dense is the foliage around
Fairly
here?
dense. Like,
Okay.
you're in
So
forest
I
for sure.
basically once I don't like basically when the bushes like cover him and I don't hear him
Ah,
like
okay.
rustling, I'd just be like,
Oh yeah, I don't think he would
I
hear that.
just whoever's next to me, he doesn't even care. He's just like, how much you want to bet they really don't care that much about his about what he says. He, I feel like he laid that on a little bit thick.
Like he's trying to prove something.
Fair
Yes.
enough.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, how many times have you ever told a stranger how much you think I value your opinion?
Oh, it's interesting. Let me see if let me see if this does
I'm
anything.
just saying it's a weird thing to say right before you leave, right?
Okay.
Like, I don't know that any of us had put that into question until he broached the subject.
Hmm.
So yeah, so it's like, yeah, we're right right before all this happens. He's like, yeah, we're here. So let me go meet with the rest of them. And then you do that, and it's a good. Actually, uh, everybody except for Guinevere, who I will just give it to for her passive perception, give her perception check.
Perception. God, I hope it's them yelling at him.
You have no idea how tempting it is right now to just try to stealth and sneak
And
behind
it's
him as he goes with his friends.
you certainly try to whatever you want. And this is for hearing, by the way. So I don't know. Does Hubert have it for hearing as well? I think they do, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, familiars have it for all
Okay,
senses.
I wasn't sure.
Yes. Keen senses. Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Uh,
All perception.
I flip coin and see if even I'm going after him.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So what are you trying to do?
I am as he starts to wander off. I'm like, I look at the group, I give a big grin, and I'm gonna stealth after him because he told us to stay
All right. Make a
behind.
stealth check.
Well, enjoy.
E.
You rolled a natural one on perception. Uh, but so I will say so. Yeah. So you follow him for a good couple, like 2-3 minutes, and then you see a bit of a kind of a clearing, like a glade almost, kind of open up.
Mhm.
Uh, and are you gonna follow him into that as well?
Well, he is. I want to try to
Okay.
see if they actually trust him and he is good on his word,
Okay.
or then I just want to.
Okay. So as you go, so that's another minute or two. So he goes in. There's a bit of a clearing. Uh, there's still tree cover around. I assume you're staying in tree cover, not into the open.
Yes. Actually, I have a question for
Okay.
my group. Jebri, darling, do you
Mm-hmm.
know the invisibility spell or no?
Uh,
If it-
I don't think I
That's fine.
picked that up now.
Okay, that would have been a request just to make sure. But no, that's fine. Go ahead, Danny. Go
Vendors
ahead.
can stand still and be invisible.
Yes.
For a little bit.
You
So
can
tree
change.
cover or no tree cover?
Uh, I will do me naturally. Yeah, I would do tree cover.
I said, yeah, it's not
So
that big of an opening. It's like maybe like
yeah.
60 to 80 feet at its biggest.
So if it helps with decision making, Danny, and I don't have to roll a ton, it's up to you. Passive perception of 19,
Yep.
or passive survival of 19 as well. So
So passive survival of 19. Okay, noted.
the
What's your stealth on just passive?
17.
17. Okay.
Yeah, if you're
But you
counting
did
that.
roll really well already, so I'll let that stand. Yeah, so he goes into this clearing, and then eventually, you kind of following along. He's moving pretty quick. You have the same base movement speed, I think. Are you 35 as well?
I'm 30. He
Oh,
will
so
get.
he's a little faster than you. And he
Yeah,
knows
and
the
he.
area. It's a little more comfortable. So you probably fall behind a bit. Um, but eventually, yeah, you see that there's a clearing, so you follow, and then by the time you kind of catch back up, you see. In fact, actually, I can put you on here. Let me just put you on here. Did I draw walls on this? I did not. So you're just gonna have to imagine the trees have trunks, and you can be under leaves and stuff like that. I will go ahead and activate this for everybody, even though you're not all on it. See?
He
So,
has friends.
so yeah, you came from the east. You came from over here.
Okay.
He came through the opening. You kind of followed along in the tree cover. I'm gonna roll perception for them.
Okay.
That's not great. That's also not super. Whoop, that's off the table. That's a natural 20. Let's see who did that. That is gonna be. I should have all their character sheets open. I just don't. There. There, and yeah, that's it. Your stealth is better, even with a natural 20.
Cool.
Yeah, she only has +1. So yeah, I'll say. So you see them talking. By the time you catch up, you hear them go, "You what?" And that's what. Let's see, who else rolled? Jebre.
Got an 18.
Yeah, Jebre would have heard it. Hubert would have heard it. Just like a very exasperated from this lady right here. So yeah, so what Guinevere, gosh, we couldn't remember her name for a second, sees. So humanoid lady in kind of robes, not wearing heavy armor, a kind of tall, muscular, Goliathy looking guy, bare chest, totally ripped, etc. Then another lady, also kind of in, magely looking robes. Let's just put it that way. So human, Goliath, human, and he actually, I didn't convey this well enough. He's actually a shifter. So, but y'all would have known that.
I was about to ask if he was a human or not.
No, sorry, he's
They
a
could've
shifter. I
backed
forgot to
it
mention
up.
that. I said he's a little furrier than that, and then I forgot to elaborate on that. So,
Okay.
yeah, but with the time you guys spent with him, and the fact that you probably have met shifters and stuff in the past, you're aware that he's a shifter. He wasn't really trying to conceal that or anything. But yeah, so the lady on the right is the one. So he's talking to the rest of them, and the lady on the right is the one who goes, "You what?" And and you can do a perception check now if you want to try and listen in.
Jebry's gonna let out a loud, sharp laugh. Like it just ha!
Damn. What are you laughing at, sir?
Okay, you'll pick up.
Oh.
The trees,
So,
they're laughing.
so Gwen, you can maybe pick up a few keywords of just like you'll hear "sweet release," like again with like a kind of an unfamiliar tone. You'll hear something like just a lot of questions of like why would they do that, and then you hear like Alistair, that kind of stuff. Just little hints of kind of
Got
similar
it.
stuff.
May I ask if I can tell from here? How are they worse for wear? Are they looking comfortable? Are they
Uh,
looking?
So
You know,
yeah, it doesn't look great. So like there's these little tiny tents. This is a gosh, I have to look at it. Out of character, I'll tell you it's a Galder's Tower. Uh, so how tall is that? I know it's only like 10 by 10. I think that's it. I think I think it's only 100 square feet, right, or something like that.
boulders? I would have to look it up. I know it can be up to two, or you can make multiple rooms in it based on how you cast it.
Yeah, but the square footage I think can be no more than 100 feet, if I recall correctly. Excuse me.
Oh,
It's
that's
10
not
feet, 10
tall.
feet tall. 10 feet tall. There you have up to 100 square feet.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So relatively simple looking. But yeah. So not great, honestly, but they do have food. Like so, there is like food on the fire ready for them, that kind of stuff. But no, this does not look like they've chosen to just live here, like because they like it here. If that answers your question.
Okay, so Adam to group and to DM. The thing I'm trying to figure out is why the hell did they never come home? Like, what has kept them here for a year?
You,
Yeah,
having rolled a 31 on history, there are more than 4 taskmasters, as far as you know. There are 6 of them.
Okay.
but he had said that the ones that are left, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. He had to mention. Okay. So I'll just be in the trees,
Okay.
just eavesdropping. When I hear the half from Jabbery, I just have a big ass grin.
Sure.
Where's Drake? Is Drake with the group, or
Yeah,
did Drake
Drake. I
follow?
didn't. I don't have a token here for him, but I forgot to make one. But yeah, Drake's just
Okay.
basically hanging out with Sketch.
Sketch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
So they're still
I
discussing.
and okay, I asked the group because I don't want to be that crazy that guy player. Should I just leave the woods and like be like, "Yo, Taskmasters"?
Because as the group, Guinevere would do that.
Hmm.
But I'm trying not to just be a troll tonight. So I wait. I wait for them to listen. I'll listen in a little bit longer, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, you see the tone shift from like exasperation and disbelief to like resignation of just like, yeah, you said they could come, fine, and he's just he's being deferential. Like you just see him kind of making gestures like I'm sorry, but I think this is the right thing. That kind of it's the very deferential tone, and them kind of coming around to the idea, and so eventually you'll see after about like maybe 5-10 minutes of talking, he'll start heading back out this way. I'm gonna go ahead and make another perception check real quick. Nope.
Yeah,
Well, hold
mattered.
on. Wait a minute. Wait.
24 if it's the original check. If you need me to do a new one, or passive, it's 17. It's whatever you want.
It's no. I'm letting the original check stand. He got 18 total. Yeah, no. He's just gonna keep going on by. Do.
Okay. Doop, doop. That's my movement. So he walks by.
Yep.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Actually, I forgot to check
I,
for. I forgot for Drake's perception. I don't think that's. There's no way. I think that's good enough. I don't think a 15 roll is good enough. Let me check his wisdom.
plus
No,
2.
+2. Yeah, so no.
I think it's plus 2.
It is. It is +2.
Okay. I will let. I will not ruin his reputation because they seem to actually trust him.
Okay. So you stealthing back.
No, I sit in the trees.
Oh, you're just chilling.
I'm just chilling.
Okay. So the rest of you, takes probably 15-ish minutes total, maybe closer to 20, and then you eventually hear like leaves kind of crunching, and then you see, you hear leaves, like you hear branches and stuff breaking as well, and you see both Drake and Sketch come through, and he's like, well, like I said, they trust me, and they believed that it was the right thing, so you guys are all welcome to come in. And Where did the little girl go?
Who?
Who?
You know who I'm
You guys
talking
are.
about. Guinevere.
I do not.
Is she? Where did she go?
Oh, she's
Where
always
did she
wandering
go?
off. She probably had to use the restroom.
I mean, so do we need to
Where's
wait?
Oh, no, she'll find her way.
I doubt it. The whole point is that it's not that easy to find. I mean, I guess we're pretty close, so it reduces the possibilities, but
I was gonna say, I mean, worst case scenario,
whatever.
I'm sure she'll be. It'll
If
be
she
fine.
never shows up,
Don't worry
that's whatever. Great. And he just starts walking towards the.
well,
And I are going to be besties.
Okay. So yeah, is everybody following? I assume.
Sure.
All
Yeah.
right.
I'm not gonna roleplay, but I'm just giving Boodle updates.
Oh, good point. Let's see. So yeah, they slept through the night. They slept in. It's so where you guys are now. It's been
1 week.
yeah. God damn it. It's been 1 week.
I just
It's probably
Wait,
close
wait.
to midday now.
Okay.
Because he left right around sunrise. And
Okay.
yeah, so probably especially with the horses and stuff, 3 4 hours probably to get to here. Yep. So he's leading everybody with the horses. I will drop everyone onto the thing. Boom, 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 boom. Wait, did I? No, Gwen's already on. Okay, good. Make sure I got.
Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
good.
if you allow it, Danny,
Yep.
I don't necessarily want to roll for it. Just for shits and giggles, could Gwen have made her way like into like the camp and not be noticed, like something like
I mean,
over here,
I'm
or
gonna have you
pretty
roll
much?
another stealth for that.
Oh, okay, okay. No. I was wondering if it was like obvious that I could get through. That's fine.
That's they're on edge now, so I would say they would
Okay,
be.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're good. I wait in 3.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and
And
thank you for
now
bringing
I
it over.
roll initiative.
Oh,
The
sorry, I never
defilers
answered
of
the
the
Boodle update,
trees.
really. I was working out the time stuff. So Boodle, yeah, they slept in because they're lazy. And did anybody figure any pranking out? If not, I can just do the classic, like, tying your shoes together or, like...
Oh, his go-to is tie the shoes together.
Take a bite out of each of their respective like
Yeah.
hardtacks for the
Sure.
day.
Okay.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
to give
That's good.
me, let's just say, 4 sleight of hand checks for... Or, yeah, and or stealth? I'm actually not sure. No, it doesn't. It wouldn't be sleight of hand. Just give me. I'll give you. Just give me one stealth check in general, and then I'll apply that to kind of all of that stuff on an average. 15's pretty good. I mean, and allow it for, since it's a dex check. I'll allow it for like the being discreet about like all of those different things, not just.
Um,
Um, yeah, so certainly the shoe tying I think would work, but the first guy, so I'll say Wolf is the first one to put on his boots, but he actually here. Let me roll for. Nope, doesn't notice. Just kind of like slips them on and then starts walking, and then doesn't even tie his shoes normally. Just fucking puts them on, falls flat on his face. But as soon as the one person does it, they all check. They do eventually see the bites on their hardtack because they do wake up and want to, take a bite. But yeah, I mean they
While the
notice,
road is
but
through, yeah.
they successfully slept. He got him, he did it while they were asleep for sure, and nobody noticed.
The only other thing that I could possibly think of, and the future pranks, they'll switch out like their belts with one another. He just like little stupid pranks.
Okay. Like
Like,
move their holster for their weapons like from one side to the other. Actually, I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
even left them their weapons. I don't know.
mm, no, we had to have we left them at least some sort of weapon to defend themselves on the road, just
Fair
in
enough.
case. They're not.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, successful pranking for sure. And then
Good job.
they'll as soon as they realize they're just like, and they kind of look around and they're like, that wasn't necessary.
Uh, and then Boodle would let me know that it was successful pranking, and I just say high five mentally. High five.
Brutal. Alright. So yeah, so the rest of you, you're led into this kind of glade. Let me ping so that it adjusts the stream view. There we go. So yeah, this,
But on a side note, because you were asking for prank stuff, you guys don't allow Syl to.
we don't allow you to what? You cut out.
You don't allow Syl to give suggestions for pranks. 'Cause
Oh.
his ideas generally get people.
Yeah, that'd be
So
too much.
Mutation? Like, no.
yeah, here, hold this
Explosives?
thing. It's gonna blow up,
Yeah,
and your
exactly.
fingers.
You're more with the Taskmaster fans types of pranks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
explodey
should
scroll.
join those guys, maybe.
So, does anyone watch the British show Taskmaster?
That's spoiler alert. That's what they're. What's one of the things that there's some connections. Like
Nice.
like the red seal with the T. That's the whole Taskmaster thing.
Nice.
And well, you'll see more anyway. Yeah. So you guys, there's a glade. It's opened up. There's still tree cover for the most part, like overhead, like even though you don't fully see it, like you can see through up to the sky, but like the trees kind of do peer a little overhead more than is necessarily shown on the map. But yeah, it is a bit of a stark-looking camp. Doesn't look like a lap of luxury. It looks like this is the kind of shit like you guys would have with you that they've just been living in for about a year now. So it's a bit run down, patched up here and there, but certainly not pristine by any means. And yeah, if anybody's familiar with the Galder's Tower spell in the group, I don't actually know that you all are, because I think is that just a wizard spell? I don't actually remember.
It is just a wizard spell.
So yeah, I don't know if any of y'all would have noticed, whatever. Although maybe Fenris, I don't actually know.
As a bullshit wizard, I think maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, you might recognize it as. So it's a bit weird, right? So they've got like some tents and then like a nice looking tower that doesn't look at all beat up or deteriorated or anything. It's just, oh, there's a cool, nice little baby house in this opening. That's crazy. Yeah. And so as he leads you, he's like, now they're not real thrilled about this, so maybe
They do trust you?
yeah, maybe Fen should just be the one that talks, and the rest of you just kind of let the information come. Okay, and then he just starts walking.
I'll look to both sides of me at the party and shrug.
And I'm gonna put my hand up to my mouth like shh,
The
and
zip.
shake my head.
As our friend Sketch gets back into view, I point the finger at him and I send a message and I say, "Your friends are pretty on edge, but I trust you."
Okay, I'll move Ben.
Yeah. Let's see. So we've got two ladies and a scary faced man.
Yeah, he's a Goliath. So you would recognize him as a Goliath. The two ladies are human.
And both the ladies are. One is in a robe and the other one
They're
is
both in robes.
majorly. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So is basically I'm gonna wait until he walks up and is about to like say something to like introduce us or whatever,
Okay.
and then just kind of like bust out and be like, "Ah, this must be the rest of the infamous Taskmasters. It is a pleasure and an honor to meet such stalwart adventurers. I am Jabraxis Amaranthanor, and this is my party and ragtag crew sent out after word had unfortunately not come back of the fate of your valiant party. We apologize for any inconveniences our arrival may have caused, but your good man here sought fit, out of the kindness of his heart, to come and warn us of the dire happenings of this land. And then he'll give a very he's like on full charm mode now, like a
Do
full
like
bow,
yeah,
like
perfect, nice.
be very pleasant and like uh and deferential and everything.
I'll say
Uh,
so. You see the big Goliath guy uh, look at Sketch and then start signing to him and just kind of like mouthing stuff. He's just like, and then Sketch just kind of like she's like, just like, and then the other guy just so they're speaking in sign language to each other. Which I don't. If anybody has a reason that their characters might speak sign language,
Is sign language a derivative of anything in your setup?
it's just sign language.
Oh yeah, I just wasn't sure if it was like undercommon or something. Got it.
Yeah.
so while they're signing to each other, are either of the two ladies like watching?
Yeah,
or
yeah,
are
they're
they
watching and
getting
they're
some
kind of
time?
smirking. They all kind of they're just like, "Pfft, okay. Yes. So the lady in the middle. So Sketch will just kind of like duck out, and the lady in the middle. Ah, yes. Gypraxis amaranthinor. Is that right? Is that what I heard?
Ah, yes,
Of sweet
that,
release.
that is correct. Our humble,
Peculiar name.
uh, albeit we have our talents, and unfortunately, marketing ourselves is not the highest priority. So it is the best of the worst of what was come up with. But
She reaches out
it's
to you. She walks up to you, puts out her hand. And says, "I'm Abalise. It is a pleasure."
What's your name? Sorry,
Ab-
is that?
Abalise. I'll put it in the thing.
Applebee's. Is it handshake or backside up?
Oh, it's no, it's like you can take my hand now type thing. Like I don't know if you can see my camera, but she's looking. It's like in like Victorian era type thing. Is like charm
Okay, okay.
nuptial type thing.
That's what I okay, that's what I was thinking. So I'll I'll do that and take her hand and make the not actually kiss her hand,
Yeah,
but
but like
make the just sort of like when people do the cheek kiss, they don't
yeah,
actually kiss each other's
it's
cheek
kind of
kind of
like the
thing.
bow and yeah.
Put on the airs.
It's like, and then she kind of like curtsies a little bit as she's like, "You're a man of culture, I see."
Ah, well, I do try. It's the adventuring life can be a bit raucous, but I try to you know, keep the pleasantries around as best I can.
She looks back to the big Goliath guy and like signs something to him, and she's like, and then it just, and then he kind of shrugs his shoulders in response. And then, Sketch, um, they seem perfectly nice. I'm not sure what you were talking about. Yes. Sketch tells us that we'll do introductions here shortly, but first, you all are trying to go to Ivyholm.
Well, we were asked on this mission after your group had ventured into these wilds to try to see what the cause of all the curiosities and stories. Uh, I I don't know if you'll be as shocked as the good man Sketch here was, but it has been upwards of a year since
No,
your.
I can keep time. I know he knows how long it's been as well. He just gets lost in himself sometimes.
Well, I'm sure with all the trekking and.
And I think it's more he's just disappointed of how long it's been, and it's coming to the realization of what's past.
So, we were notified that your team had made the first expedition up here, and unfortunately, after the time that has passed, they grew concerned, and with more stories and reports of of even increasing activity, even closer to the border, coming through. They
Her eyes
sent
widen
us
when
to
you say
try
close
to.
to the border.
Yes, it.
Really?
Apologies if this is shocking news, but we were but a day's ride from the border when we were set upon by a menagerie of terrible beasts.
Do tell.
And I'll kind of give
Sure.
a recollect. I gotta switch my headset
You're fine.
battery.
Uh, well, that far south. Oh, that's. Hmm. That is very bad. That is not what I was hoping to hear. Things are a little bit more pressing than I'd expected, although it has been some time. But so fast. That's strange. Uh,
Our and I'll gesture to Ben. Our man of the cloth here has communed with his deity to try to seek some insight,
oh,
and we gathered that the oddness of this land seems to be emanating from Ivyholm, which, prior to our conversation with your good sir there, we that was the only lead we had. So we had planned to take the road as far as we could, taking note of what we saw and what's set upon us, hopes of getting some sort of clue as to what's going on in this area.
yes, the. And she examines Ben's shield and there's like, the Everlight, right? Well, she's definitely onto something. We definitely believe that Ivyholm is, if not the origin of these oddities, then certainly involved. You know, let's this is let's come inside. We do have a nice. Thank you to Umanor. We'll do introductions when we get there. Let's come inside, and just invite you all into the tower. And I don't actually have like a separate map for the tower, so I'm just gonna put people around it if people want to go inside. Boop, ba-doop, boop, boop.
Everybody squeezed in.
Yeah, it's actually even though it's only 10 by 10, like it's still enough room. And is anybody other than I assume Guinevere is staying outside, but we can figure that out. Is anybody not gonna go?
I think I'm not gonna go. Beishi's actually standing up here.
Just trying to blend in.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
If you're
place will be
trying to
fun.
hide, then you can give me a stealth check. Like try to not be noticed.
Not exactly trying to hide, but definitely not trying to be noticed. I'd
Okay.
not.
Then Hooper will give you some space and watch from a distance.
Okay.
Nope, still
You're
doesn't work.
like rhythmically kind of moving, very obviously not a tree, but like also.
Why is that tree moving?
I will assume Ben comes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figure uh, Ben will come. I'll gesture in him and Finn, and I'll uh, I'll look to. Well, I mean, her stealth is probably good enough. I don't even notice that she's there, so I wouldn't
I mean, you can roll
gesture
perception
for her.
if you're looking.
I mean, if she got above a 20, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna find her.
yeah, she did. Syl is still interested in joining the meeting of the minds inside.
Hmm. I thought of something. If you'll allow it, I point a finger at Jebri and I said, "Lay it on thick, brother."
Okay.
I'm
Don't you worry about it. This is delicious.
I'm actually gonna do something. I'm going to expend a wild shape use and um
Yeah, because your bat would have
Gumdrop
disappeared.
for
Yeah. Okay.
Gumdrop, for a lack of a better name, still is gonna go perch on the shoulder of Fenris.
Okay, it's not gonna have the right stats, but here's a bat that I'm gonna now give you
Yeah.
control of. Donnie, owner.
Hubert sees this and gives a little
Right,
disgruntled,
I
like,
think you should be able to move that bat.
Bat.
Just bat. It's literally I just imported the bat creature.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And just like any fine familiar, I'm going to use it to like
Okay.
put my
So you're
eyes and ears.
calling in
So I'm.
to the meeting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at you on
exactly.
Zoom.
My microphone is off though.
Yeah, right.
hello, friend.
Okay. CJ, are you there?
Hello.
Is Syl joining the meeting of the minds in the tower as per the invitation?
No, Syl is not.
Okay. So it's
Still staying comfortably and happily outside.
Okay.
Steel.
okay. Fair enough. So yeah.
As after as we go in, and I kind of look back, and I'll be like, I'll give you the rundown on the rest of the party. It looks like a few of them would like to wait outside and try to catch the attention of our
Hosts.
of our one member. I believe she had to step away for private reasons, if you know what I mean. So they just want to make sure that she doesn't miss where we are once she's finished.
Deception check. Her insight's better than I thought.
Oh. Deception.
Which I assume is pretty good for you, but we'll see.
It's pretty good. I was just seeing if I had anything that helped it, but
Gotcha. Guidance yourself. Personal reasons.
Well, she wandered off after Sketch went to go inform you all that we had arrived, or that he had brought us here at least.
She looks
She
at
didn't
the.
tell me exactly what she was going to do. I just made certain assumptions, if you know.
She taps the Goliath on the shoulder and does something like. And then he's like, and then he walks off. He's not joining you guys in the tower. he starts heading out.
Can I communicate with Hubert just for him to go, whoo, whoo,
Okay.
for what that's worth?
Sure. He'll go over and just look. Is Hubert hiding or is Hubert just there?
Hubert's hiding in a
Alright,
tree.
give me a
He's
stealth check.
deeper in.
Oh man. So many characters, so many different things I have to roll.
It's
Oh, buddy. He sees him. He got a natural 20 on his perception.
damn.
So he's like, nah, and just ignore. He like waves it off, ignores it, so decides to ignore it. He's gonna start looking around here, so he's gonna make another perception check. I'm gonna actually have Gwen. I'm gonna have you make another stealth check now.
I hit his crit. You got this.
You do see this Goliath kind of starting to hulk around near you.
I'll call after the Goliath. Well, I mean, they would have seen everybody, right? I guess it's like the tree one is actually a person, I guess. I don't know exactly what the delineation is in that, but try not to hack her in half or burn her. Or
You're yelling out to the Goliath?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
just kind of, and I'll point where.
At no
Where,
point does anything you say ever register to him.
She.
If you haven't figured out, he's deaf. So
I was just gonna ask. I was like, oh,
he's deaf. He cannot hear you.
he's deaf.
He nothing at all. So yeah, but yeah, no, Gwen, you're able to do like the kind of like he'll even kind of come around here, and you're able to like skirt around the tree, and like he'll come over here, you know, like you can skirt around the tree, and he'll come over here, and he skirts over here, and you're kind of like just sneaking around. He just doesn't see you,
Do-do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do,
and he
do-do-do.
keeps walking around in the perimeter. So.
See, what's funny is like part of me wants to point my finger at him and send him a message spell, but I'm talking
Oh,
to him. He wouldn't hear. I'd be like, "Nice try, buddy.
Oh man. Okay.
Hotter, hotter, colder, 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 cold."
So you said you're
He just
tempted to do
doesn't
that,
hear
but
it.
you're not actually doing it, right?
No,
Okay.
no, I
Well,
really
it's
want
an
to.
actual whisper, so you wouldn't hear it.
Yeah, it's an actual whisper. That's what I think is so funny. It's like Glenn would be just. I try to. You roll, Aaron.
Well, actually, yeah. Let me look at the spell and see how it works.
I can post it here. I got it.
I mean, I
Here.
can also just look it up.
Oh, it doesn't actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
know it's weird, and I thought I could expand it. So you point your finger and whisper a message to the target. Here's the message. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The two says I have to do it. The
Hey,
two.
go for it.
Yeah. So literally, while he's like coming around, I was like pointing my finger. Oh, getting warmer. What are you
Yeah.
doing? It's getting
The
cold.
entire time, just no reaction whatsoever.
Yeah. Damn, this guy is cold. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, and he just keeps talking. Eventually, he'll get to Syl doing whatever Syl's doing, just tinkering, I suppose.
Oh no, Still's wandering around trying to find things to steal.
Oh, like materials from them?
Yeah, just
Okay.
anything.
Uh,
Whether it's
so
useful for me or
so you would
just
be
something.
like maybe over here or something?
Yep.
Oh, then he probably would have seen you earlier.
Oops, I just closed the thing. My bad.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll get back up.
So yeah, so he has you. So if he saw you, so you're like rummaging through their ship.
Yeah, pretty much. No qualms about it.
Yeah, no, he would have come over and just and like, uh, come over and just been like, and just like motion to you with hand signals that seem to be telling you to, cut it out. And if you like start going back in, he would like start removing your hand forcibly. Like, don't do that.
I press the button that gives the message to leave me alone.
Wait.
He doesn't hear it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Right.
hold up.
I've then handed to him to have him press.
He just looks at it and just puts it down. So is it like a separate button?
Yeah, I get have a thing. That
No,
I
he just hands it right back to you.
You know what? I'll just.
And he like points at you, just
I
like,
would just like stare. I'm just gonna like because I can just not blink. So I'll head sideways and I'll just stare. Like since he stopped me from rummaging, I'm just gonna stand there and stare. So hopefully he goes away. Cause
he just like keeps pointing for you to go away, and then after like a minute, he'll like get around the other side of you and start kind of like gently pushing you out of the tent.
I guess. Do I see this?
Yeah, you'd see it.
Like I point to message and go, Sil, she's a sweet, gullible oath. Just be nice. Don't take things.
fine. This all the funds. You take the funds. Ugh. Ugh. And I will stop doing things, and I will find myself a
He'll
clear
actually
little space.
he'll start pushing you
See.
towards the door of the tower.
I will refuse. I'm just
Oh,
walk away then.
he just kind of like make sure he watches and makes sure that you like vacate their shit. And then
Yeah.
once you're at that point, he's like, okay, fine, whatever. And then he goes back to patrolling again.
I'll just
Wait,
move under there like.
Message to Sil. Sil, it's your chance. He's distracted. Go, go, go.
Oh my god.
I mean, if he's far enough away and I haven't walked far, I would.
I mean, you can
back
try,
in, so
give me a stealth.
I am your
with encouragement, especially.
Give me a stealth check. I'll just use his passive perception since he's not like super paying attention.
I don't. You said perception. I did perception. Yeah.
Stealth.
Stealth, yeah. Oh yeah, he doesn't notice.
Gee.
Ah,
Man, I really need to start just like coming up with like a list of shit for Syl to steal.
just it's not like anything
Yeah.
valuable. I'm not like, oh my god, I wanted to make money on. Like, I might be able to use this for this or this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll
It,
say
it,
this is
or
yeah, it's a camp just like any adventure camp. So if you can think of something that would be there, you probably find it.
yeah, scraps of cloth,
Sure.
like any sort of like leftover like cans,
Yeah.
metal, anything really that's not too obtrusive. Um, yeah, just knickknacks.
Yep. Fair enough. Okay. So yeah, while this guy's sweeping the perimeter, fucking not finding Guinevere, and not finding. So everybody inside.
I don't know what Sketch was talking about. They seem nice to me.
I feel like this is like a play we do where a dick to one person and we're just super
Jeez.
nice to everyone else.
So yeah.
Gaslight him. I love this shit.
Yeah. No. No
That's because he
kidding.
was kind of a douchebag. So it's like, you know
Yeah,
what? I mean, and it was early too. So
Sketch is a
there's one
douchebag.
part earliness and one part he seemed a little,
Uh-huh.
frickin'.
He could have been on our
Oh, look how
side, and
great
then
I am.
he had that comment when he walked away, and that tipped it over. Now he's on the shit list.
Um. So how does the druid familiar? It's not a face spirit. It's a beast.
It's exactly the same. It's just a beast. That's all it is. So he like conjures you can either say like he's coerces a beast from the wild to join us, or that he finds a beast and puts a spirit in it for the time being, however you wish to.
That's exactly how I think it is.
Okay.
It's like a spirit that temporarily inhabits a beast,
Oh. Okay.
but willfully. Like, I don't know. But yeah,
Like they share it.
it's
It's
like
not like it takes over the body or something.
yeah,
I gotcha.
exactly.
It's like a passenger seat thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm imagining like a collective, but not in like a parasite kind of way. Just
Yeah,
like
exactly.
hello, would you like to be a friend?
It's like this. I don't know. It's like a willful taking over of the driver's seat.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Okay, and that's going in with Fenris.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay, that's right. You're doing the Zoom call. I forgot.
Yep.
Hold on, we've got somebody joining. Give him a moment.
Yeah. Do dee do do dee
So,
do
y'all have any plans for the weekend? Sorry.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, they all come in. So sweet release. As I'm sure you're aware. Nice. As I'm sure you're aware, we are what remains of the Taskmasters. You may have heard of us. Yes.
Alistar did inform us that you were the group previously sent out.
Did he?
We are out of out of the area. We are not from around here, but our travels had brought us here, and after some of our previous work, and were asked to follow up, as it seems that they did not have much in the way of backup after they sent you to investigate.
Well, yes. That's usually. I mean, if you send the taskmasters, the task gets done. But this was far different from what we had anticipated, and we were given very little going into this as to what to expect, and everything we found that we thought we knew was just wrong. It seemed, and well, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I've introduced myself. I'm Abilis. If you wish, you may call me Abby. This is Umanora, and she just kind of nods her head. You know Sketch already. Keely is walking around, I think, looking for your friend. Making sure they're
Yes,
okay.
she's a little she's one of my younger companions, and I'm afraid that the the glamour of the adventuring life hasn't worn off on her yet, so she's always checking something out. But she's got quite a good head on her shoulders when it comes to navigation, so
Where's
we
the
don't.
little small green one? What is he up to? Did he
Syl, yes. Syl, sadly, a
still?
bit of a antisocial streak.
She looks over at Sketch
Hopefully,
when you say that.
yes.
Yeah.
She brings, you know, undeniable talent to the group. She's an inventor, and
Actually, out of character,
sorry,
it's still
it's.
still
I
is
was
he,
gonna
I think,
say
right?
Sil's a he.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know why
You were thinking of
I
Gwen,
floated into
probably.
she, but yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
was very confused. I was like, wait, what the
Sorry.
Sweet.
He's very
Those Corlinars, they got weird.
yeah,
They're very all
You
very
know,
gender fluid.
At
very
hours.
very
Pog
bright. Yeah,
became the
lots
sex,
of
right? So we're not quit grilling us.
yes, very bright. Lots of inventions, but when you
Crafty
from
one.
what I've heard, had a terrible falling out with the homeland. So I'm sure
Huh.
living there their whole life and then being thrust into all these new areas, just we try to just give him his space, let him work on things, and he's not let us down in a fight so far. So
Very good. And I'm sorry, Jabraxis, of course. You, sir, and she points to
yes,
Fenris. And who
Jabraxis,
is?
Amaranthor, please feel free, Jebri,
Oh,
friends and
fantastic.
close acquaintances, if you'd please.
I'd be honored. And you, you've got a little one there with you. Who's this?
The pointing to the bat.
Yeah.
Ah, oh,
And
this
who are
is
you?
oh, of course. I am one Fenris Moonspark. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you.
And he'll do. Did like Jebby do? I guess it was a handshake, not a bow. He would do something to mimic what Jeffrey's taught him. Maybe like a quarter bow with a hand on his chest or something.
Not too brutish with the.
Yes, it's got to be delicate. Yeah.
Close enough. It's fine.
You're getting much better, friend.
Thank you. And this friend on my shoulder, this is Gumdrop. It's a companion of our tree friend who's waiting outside
Yes, commiserating
and
with
enjoying the
nature, I think,
foliage.
right?
Mm-hmm. Their favorite pastime. Also
Fishy
one of
is
our.
a very interesting
Yes.
companion. We picked her up over in the swamps of. I forgot what the name of that swamp is, but I said. I say the name of the swamp.
Yeah. Uh,
It's,
that the and so who was this? The tree person?
Some thunder, whatever.
Well, Thunder Rock, I think, or something like that was the
Thunder,
city.
yeah, near Thunder Rock, yes.
Um, but this, what? I mean, forgive me being crude, but what are they? I mean, I've heard
well,
of Marians, but they do not appear like normal Marians. The constructs, right?
correct, yes. Truthfully, though I've not met many myself, she seems to be a, how would I say it, sort of a natural occurrence of one, I guess. Uh, Again, Veishi is a bit of an enigma. Just kind of followed us after we helped out in her home swamp, but she manifested herself, and she's tried to explain her conditions. I believe she's a.
Sketchy butts in.
I,
Or Sketch butts in and is just like, yeah, she doesn't know what the fuck she is. It seems like it's bonkers. Very
she's
Sketch
sort of a
just
manifestation of the s- spirit of the swamp. She took a form and decided to come with us to learn more about outside life because her swamp had almost been overrun by a cursed undead
oh
incursion. It was very
terrible.
nasty.
Ugh, very very terrible. Fenris, you very kind. Nice to meet you. And you, sir?
The pleasure of mine.
Then Adam, I'll lean on you for this, well, since James is not here.
Oh, sorry. Uh, hi, Ben. Hello,
I Ben.
uh, Ben. Hello.
Ben.
He nods his head. Yes.
Ah, yes.
He'll
Abby.
drop a line to Celestial, just fishing to see if someone speaks Celestial.
Oh, let me check.
Celestial.
Not that one. Not that
Ben's a
one.
bit brand new to common, not from this plane of existence,
Not that one.
actually.
Nobody in the
Very.
room does. No.
Okay. Yeah, he'll
Oh, that
drop a.
is very lovely sounding. I think I've heard of it. Let me double check. Ah,
He's got quite the knack for celestial. Unfortunately, I do not
Celestial.
share
That
the tongue.
definitely makes sense. It's beautiful sounding. It's like singing.
He smiles.
I'm a great fan myself.
It's fantastic. I mean, and no offense, but not what I was expecting when after Ben, just wonderful. Y'all are full of surprises.
We are quite the ragtag group. We've not been
That's
together too long, but it's
a very
mainly
appropriate
been
way of
a set
saying
of disparate situations brought us together, and we managed to bounce back after some rough situations. But yeah, fate and chance are make for very interesting bedfellows.
it. Well, it's funny you should say that, and we might as well get to the reason you're here. At least I presume the reason you're here, since it seems that you are set on going to Ivyholm for whatever reason. Well, the reason is that Alistair apparently is paying you money. Is that the reason I to believe that you're going? Is that
Well, we were hired to try to find what was the cause of this plague of craziness. And while it's, from what your man has told us, seems a monumental task, but we try to hold our integrity high and do what we were paid to do.
I sketch has a bit of shell shock, so uh, I suppose I should address first why we are four and not six. Well, frankly, they are missing even from us. We believe whoever is pulling the strings in Ivyholm may have taken them, and which is a scary thought because they were no slouches themselves. I mean, we, the Taskmasters, have been, we're well known in Mornley and in the surrounding areas for being very reliable, being very accomplished, being very successful at what we do, which is, if you have something that needs to be done, we can take care of it. And, well, we failed, and that's part of the reason we have not returned is, frankly, we're all a bit ashamed, and, but also, we do wish to get our companions back, but we've been unable to exactly forge a plan that would result in a likelihood of success that would be acceptable taking on, right? You may realize we are quite a bit of ways away from Ivyholm. That's because it's frankly the worse. It gets worse the further you go. Uh,
May I ask, what was it, an initial venture to Ivyholm that separated you from your companions, or what?
yes. So we got probably about 3 days outside of Ivyholm before uh, Greg and Alex went missing, and they. Without them, we're far lesser a group than I would like to think. We would be with them, but it's just it shook us up that they could be taken out from underneath us, and it was even hard retreating back to here from where we were. And
No
basically, we've
signs
been
of a struggle at all?
none.
Astounding.
It. I wish I could tell you more about that, but I have nothing to say. They were there and then they weren't, and all of our attempts to reach out to them have been unsuccessful. It's possible that they're dead. We don't know. We don't know. We would love to get information one way or another. Uh, but we have exhausted our means, and we're a bit too proud to have gone back. And every day, every week, we think maybe we should go back, but we've been a bit paralyzed by our own hubris and shame, and so we've been
Well,
living here.
my lady, I tell you this with no bit of flattery in my heart when I say it. It takes someone of true character to admit their shortcomings. It's especially someone dealing with having an exemplary reputation back at where you came from. Not to mention the worry you must be going through with your longtime companions missing.
Go and make a persuasion check, just for me to check something here.
It takes a lot of bravery to admit
Nice.
when things are
Not
not.
an advantage.
Oh, I don't know why that rolled it.
That's still pretty good. 19. Uh, yes, it does take a lot to do that, and it's unfortunately something I've not been able to do except up until now, and it does feel a bit better for sure. So I thank you.
Can I ask, in regards to when your companions disappeared in the haggard flight back to this location, did it seem a united front against you, or was it just that there was crazy things left and right? Were they acting as
At
though they were
at that
focused upon
point,
you?
yes, it seemed on the way up that yes, it was more scattershot, more unexplainable, random, almost like experimentation, and just whatever was left there was there. It's the other things, and as you mentioned, the things being different, the behaviors just were seemed to be like haphazardly picked out at first. Just like, oh, at one point this thing used to do this one thing, but now it's a little bit different, and but that doesn't make any sense. Like you said, I believe Sketch said that you came across a troll that could be set on fire. It's like, okay, but why? Other than it's okay, I guess it gets rid of a weakness, but surely it introduces something else, or I don't know. It didn't seem to make much sense, but as you got a bit closer to Ivyholm, then yes, it was not just that we came up against more united forces, but forces that were strictly emboldened. The changes made were strictly for the better. They were just simply things were being made more powerful, more capable, and that's what caught us most off guard. And I think that's how they got the drop on us, and I think that's what happened. It's a bit of a blur in remembering exactly what happened there, but yes, no, it was definitely more coordinated. There was definitely eyes on us, definitely people seeking us out and targeting us.
Were there many in the way of, I mean, I guess the dependency is what your uh, expectation of intelligence is, but trolls are known to have language and communities and such.
There.
But d- of the things that went up against you, was it mostly creatures that are more bestial, humanoid,
It was a mix.
intelligent?
So it's interesting, and at first when we saw these changes, it seemed like, oh, these are pulling from, uh, like the abyssal depths and things like that. But no, 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 no. It's not as simple as, oh, these fiends are being pulled together, these demons, these aberrations. No, no, no. It wasn't as simple as that. It was a united front of as to use your word, menagerie of things coming forth, and all more or less united against us again as we approached. In fact, although I will say what was interesting, there's. Are you familiar with gnolls, the dog-like beings?
Yes, I've come across a couple. I wouldn't say I'm an expert on them, but they've
They, uh, they seem to be like the lone holdouts amongst these forces. They still weren't a fan of us because they're a very insular, tight-knit community that doesn't really, you know, accept outsiders nor appreciate them encroaching upon their territories and societies. But uh, the gnolls seem to be unaffected, or at the very least isolated from it. They were not pulled in.
unchanged.
Which is a bit strange because they are, simple things. So if someone capable out there were trying to seek them out or seek out everything they could, it would seem like they would be potentially a prime target. But they've managed to resist, and I think they used to live, as my understanding, at least. Well, what Greg told me. Greg originally came from Ivyholm, and so he knew the area. We thought we had a leg up on the situation, but we were wrong. And he said that yes, the Knoll bands would live, within 20, 30 miles of Ivyholm. Some of them, but they seem to be pushed out much, much farther. Like we were past them by at least a day or two travel before we got essentially gutted by our in our ranks and got pushed back to here. And it seemed strange that they got pushed back so far, but they seem to be holding fast where they were. So, you know, uh, they could be allies. I'm not sure. I don't think they like to ally with people, but they do seem to be holdouts in there. That's just some information I want to give you.
The enemy of my enemy.
Precisely.
Well, there's certainly a lot to take in.
I mean, I wish I had more. Do you have any questions? Yeah, I don't have much to offer. What Alistair told us was he didn't even, I don't think, had any inkling of these sorts of happenings. It was just apparently that the city was once thought abandoned, and then had been seen by passing ships and other travelers that it has actually grown and has like brand new architecture, which is a bit strange for an abandoned city. Um, but nothing of this sort. I'd never heard of anything like this when we went out. That's why we were caught so off guard. But you're saying now he might be aware of this sort of thing?
Well, I think the issue has been more that uh, the few travelers that are coming through this region are reporting, you know, incursions and things of the like, being
And that
accosted
you
and
said near the
abandoning their.
border,
Well,
about a day's in.
at first we just assumed that this was maybe a large organization of bandits or something along that line, which we did run into in our first evening. Trifling group that were handled with little trouble, but it was quite amazing how quickly it escalated. I mean, we suffered little to no casualties aside from a bit of damage to our wagons when we were ambushed, but going from a handful of ragged bandits to uh, mutated monsters of great size and differentiated ability. It was very peculiar that there would even be bandits in the area, considering that only it was about a day from where we had been ambushed previously.
Interesting.
But truly, as you said, it's almost as though as you proceed further up the road, it's like things just went up a notch.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm afraid that I mean there are you. Gosh, that far south. That's really doing a number on me. I can't believe it's that far south. If and you never ran into an old encampment or anything along the road?
No, although I am question back before we I think it was one of the nights where nothing actually happened to us, or maybe the night where we got hit by bandits. There was one instance where there was a single uh, carriage group or
Ah,
whatever
yeah.
past our camp as we were sleeping.
Yeah.
First night.
That was the first night. That was uh,
First
there's
night y'all were still
nothing.
in the red country, right?
Okay, okay, okay. So then I'll just kind of tell her it's like, we haven't really seen anyone aside from yourselves since crossing and those bandits
And those
since crossing the
bandits.
border. But there was one other group that was traveling. They traveled on through the night as we had made camp and
How many?
didn't stop to chat. Um,
And if you don't remember, I can tell you.
yeah, I don't
I would.
remember.
Vashi would
I
have
would just
actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
Vashi would have told you. They only saw the driver, but it was like a covered wagon,
Yeah,
so you're
I
not sure.
only saw the driver, and it was a covered wagon, and it was pretty far, so I only saw the driver.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was
It
appeared to
was
be humanoid at the distance that they're looking at, but yeah.
it's
If I
just a
remember
scene.
correctly, yeah.
There's a covered wagon. The only person or humanoid that was viewed was the driver. They didn't approach and didn't slow down and rode on through the night.
Ah,
We were still just a bit before the border, but it's the
I
only
remember
main road.
mentioning it to you guys that exactly. Like it didn't seem like something worth waking you guys up for.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess the only off thing about it was just somebody traveling through the night. It's not completely,
Yeah,
you know,
there are some small
unexpected, but
settlements near the in the foothills of the Grey Top Peaks, um, and just east of Mornley as well. There's a couple of small settlements there as well. It's possible, but traveling through the night, and that is a dangerous area, so that is concerning. But not, I'm not sure. I think that's what worries me more is the changed monsters being just a day's away from the border. That's and you see her kind of
I'm
doing
gonna
some
try an
mental math.
insight check. I don't have great
Sure.
insight, but I want to basically say, like, she's been pretty forthcoming and everything.
Yeah.
Uh, so it's just kind of like,
Yep.
is she on the level with this whole being like being shocked, as
Ah.
though like, eh, I really didn't expect that to go because I know something I'm not sharing it, or like, oh no, it's worse than I thought. That
Oh
kind
yeah.
of
Go ahead.
thing. So
Oh, I looked.
roll.
Oh, nice. Um. Yeah. No, she does seem genuinely shocked. But maybe not so much shocked as concerned and disappointed. So, so maybe a little bit less surprised and more just like, oh shit, it's getting
Like
to
that's
a
not good.
yeah, that
Okay.
ain't good.
Yeah, that's good. That's mainly kind of what I was trying to pick up on, just in the sense of,
Yeah.
you
She's
know,
pretty smart. She probably would have figured that it's would be heading that direction, but maybe not quite that far that fast. But
yeah.
okay.
So, yes, well, it, you know, it. I would assume that this advance has had to have happened fairly recently, just because if the types of things that well, I suppose if the types of things that attacked us attacked regular folk, they probably wouldn't have stories coming back of strange occurrences. They would just be dead.
Sketch will chime in. He's like, yeah, I mean, honestly, on this side of the road, I haven't been seeing a lot of crazy stuff. Just a little bit of, just a couple things here and there. Um, certainly not this far south. That's a bit of a weird one. So you're probably still in the foothills around this time, right?
He'll kind of give a description that there was some
Yeah, it's like
beginnings of
cliff,
cliff
Pathmaker's
faces
Rest. Yeah.
and things. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow, that is pretty far south.
They
Huh.
were waiting above the cliffs right before the what are these called? The Pathfinder's Rest or
Pathmaker.
Pathmaker's Rest.
Yeah.
There was one that was a bit damaged. We were focused on that, and somebody noticed that uh, I keep forgetting what these things are called normally.
The dire trolls
No,
or the peritons.
the parrot. Thank you.
Yeah.
The odd peritons and whatever these extra large trolls were hovering above in the air and started pelting boulders down upon us. But thankfully, they're
Super
beyond
following.
beyond the ambush. Their tactics were still fairly straightforward and basic, and didn't seem as though they were being expertly commanded by anything. Even a little bit of friendly fire between the two creatures, but they definitely seemed to
Well, they're not that bright.
be focused on attacking us together. It's just mainly that when one used its ability, it seemed to be trying to use it on us, and the troll was just caught in the crossfire.
At this point, you see Keely, as you know his name now, come back in and like kind of shrug, and Abby will sort of like give some signs, and just the general gist you can kind of get was like, so you went and looked around and didn't see anything, and he just kind of shakes his head and says no. Uh, and then, oh, it seems your friend is missing. Should we try and find her out? Which, by the way, Guinevere, what you been doing?
Lynn has been keeping an eye on Goliath friend.
Okay, yeah, he just made like a one pretty big wide pass. So once he got past you the first time, he never came back that way. So you just saw him probably walk back into the tower.
Got you. As he walks back into the tower, I will.
Which, by the way, if Scylla is still fucking around with stuff, he would have been just done the same sort of thing again. Be like, no, get away from here.
No, I would have.
Oh.
The message. I was like, he's on his way.
Gotcha. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it would take me that long to rummage either.
True. Yeah. It would have taken him a good like 20 minutes probably to do that full pass.
Now I'm just like sitting, basically where I am, just
Okay, just
tinkering.
Fair enough. So yeah, he kind of gives you a look, make sure you're not like digging in stuff you shouldn't be.
Is that my
I
shit?
mean, there's a small pile of new things beside me.
He doesn't know. It's fine.
It ain't his.
It's nothing he notices.
Yeah, he's not that perceptive. So what'd you say, Gwen? What are you doing other than
Just be
alerting?
would be hanging out with Candy Cane and Horse. Just
Actually, I assumed they were kind of like tied up outside somewhere, but yeah, I mean that's fine. They can be over here.
wherever they're tied up, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
When Gwen would not invite herself in, she would just kind of hang out. Horses.
So yeah, it seems like
I
your friend
suppose
is
it
has gone missing.
It's been a bit.
Which, I mean,
probably interested in some
That's.
interesting plant or flower or something. I'm sure she's
Are you
within
sure?
earshot.
You have any way of contacting her?
Well, let's go outside. And I'll check with the others and
I
see.
mean,
if,
people going missing is not a good thing.
Correct, and I apologize. I'm being a bit flippant, especially after hearing about your companions. I
Yes.
apologize.
Thank you.
Yes, let's go outside and
Hi guys, what's happening?
there she
I
is.
assume this is
She
her.
found the campsite.
Oh boy.
No, I am a big scary threat. Wah!
Hold on a
Ben
sec.
will take
Let
on a
Yeah,
wrestling
these
stance.
are
Ah!
these are our hosts here, the remaining members of the Taskmasters. I'll go and give each of their names.
they'll each introduce them. So, well, obviously Keely won't, but Abby will for Keely.
Can you write their names up?
I
Oh,
did.
you did already. I didn't. Yeah, I did. There you go. So we got a nice little camp here. I really dig the tower.
Thank you. Actually, and then she points over to oh no, sorry. Yeah, she just says thank you. Sorry. I'm trying to remember who's who.
So Keely is the Goliath, right?
Keely's the Goliath, yeah.
Return. Keely. So, are we all friends already?
I hope to
Yes,
be.
they've given some wonderful information of their unfortunate time in this
Miserable
unyielding
place.
land, and we've kind of mentioned what we've gone through, and they've explained what they went through. And it seems they got fairly close to Ivyholm, but the resistance was
Far too strong.
much elevated. So we have not discussed next steps or anything along that line, but introductions have gone
And
swimmingly, in my
yes,
opinion.
you are.
I'm Gwen Javier Tusktooth. This is Boodle's not here right now. Candy?
Oh, you're offering candy.
She has quite the sweet tooth, yes. If you are not a fan,
Oh, sweet. Did you come up with the name, little girl?
I mean, I helped.
to be honest, it was the best sugar-themed one of the of the of the
Deception
information.
check. No, I'm just kidding.
No, he feels like he actually feels like that. He's like, you know what? At least that this one kind of has a play on. There's a bit of a dangerous aspect to it. But yeah, I'm still looking to rebrand and
Real
The
quick,
name sticks.
if I may ask Danny,
Yeah.
are there distinguishing features to identify like their profession or class? And just drop
I
some
mean, the
knowledge.
two ladies are clearly mages of some sort.
Oh, okay, nothing, not obvious with one of the book and one of the, like a holy symbol or something. Okay, got it.
Uh, not at the moment, because they're not like geared up per se.
Fine. Okay.
You tried.
I'll say
Hmm.
you've certainly figured out a ranger and a barbarian.
Okay. I was. Let me move over here. Forgot. Sorry. Um. Well, again, nice to meet everybody. Did Fenris? Did you say the important decline and they agreed and we're going now?
We partially.
Agree to what?
We're in progress.
You have to say it, so they agree. It's there.
It is your destiny to help us,
I
So
mean, we are
and
helping
for,
you.
and for us to help you as well.
I don't
so
understand what you're getting at.
I guess Sketchy Boy didn't tell you. It's okay.
Tell us what. Sketch, what didn't you
It's
tell
your,
us?
it's your destiny to go to Ivyholm. It's your destiny to save the world or this land, and then maybe the world.
Maybe
We
both.
So you have
were
it.
still exchanging tales when you had arrived, but it does seem like we have similar goals in mind. Um, Two of their friends
Yes.
are missing, and at least personally, I'd like to help see if we can retrieve them. There's much to be done in Ivyholm.
Yes. We would definitely love to help you, but a direct assault, if you will, I don't see that that is something we can do.
Well, having gotten insight from your explanations, I think maybe a joint venture to at least get as close as we can. Maybe get more information on your companions. Any other
Mm.
information we can get on what is the root cause of this? Like, is this some, you know, bent out of shape lich or crazy demon aspiring to be a demon lord messing with things in the area? I mean, as you say, it's dangerous enough that just us may not be enough to resolve the situation, but
Yes.
to get what we can to properly outfit a response to this encroaching danger would benefit everyone, I believe.
Yes. I would encourage you to do it. So, seek out those gnolls that have been managed to hold fast. We have not had very good dealings with them. Sketches. Well, he's made a bit of an enemy of us with them. So maybe if you can understand what they've been able to do, although they're difficult to communicate with because I don't think they speak common. Do you guys have any means of communicating with them?
Well, we got Ben.
Well, I got a
Yes,
bit
the
of a
Everlight might be able to help you with this, right?
could be there. I've dabbled in language myself. I think I may be able to
Ah,
put a little. Let me see. I don't actually know if sorcerers have any sort of
I mean, they have
language.
tongues, so they should have access to tongues if you have it.
I don't. It would
Oh,
take
okay.
a long rest, but
Uh, for knowledge sake, Ben has that thing where he can observe people for a time and pick up the other languages and
Oh,
stuff.
cool. What's that? Is that a gift thing or?
So it's a background thing that he got.
Oh, okay, nice. Also, he
One of
can
those minor.
prepare tongues whenever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can pick comprehend languages as well.
Ah, okay. Does
So
that
it's
work
like
on? Is that spoken as well?
I think it's let's see. For the
Oh, spoken
duration, you
language. It's only.
understand the
It's oh,
literal
and
meaning of
written.
any spoken. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's only.
it's spoken and
You
written.
also understand written that you see, but must be touching the surface. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah, I've got a bit of an ear for language. Not an expert by any means, but I think with a little magical augmentation, we should be able to break down some barriers of communication.
Do you have any means of communicating with us over long distances?
I'll look to Ben. I believe that's in his forte. I do not know if he has it prepared, but
Yeah. If
He'll
not,
just then he can do it.
if not, we have means of reaching out to you. But a little bit of two-way communication might be nice. Um, yes, I would say see what you learn, and we will redouble our efforts a little bit more aggressively in terms of seeing if we can learn something from where we stand. And then maybe we can come up with a plan.
has your have you been basically information gathering at this point. I just don't want to step on any of your toes if we have to call an audible out in the field.
Sorry, say it again.
I'm kind of like I'm trying to pry into a little bit of what her efforts are. Is like,
Oh,
are you just
uh,
sneaking around and or scrying
mostly
or
we've
doing stuff, or
been attempting to keep ourselves hidden for one, because it's quite dangerous, but also, yes, a little bit of information fact finding. I mean, Sketch does large sweeps over, across, especially in and around the road up to Ivyholm. Uh, and I would say the area that he checks has been mostly unaffected. There's been small beasts here and there that seem to be off, but he does not dare go much farther north than we already are. Um, so that's why I was a little bit surprised to hear that so far south. They must have been. Were they on the eastern side of the road?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe the cliffs. I
Okay,
mean,
interesting.
if the road we were on,
Yeah,
if the map we were on is
it
matched
was
to
oriented
where
north
up
south. Yeah,
is north. Okay, yeah.
yeah,
So
it was to the east.
the eastern
So
cliffs.
the
Yes.
cave that Guinevere found would have been like 30, 40 minutes east of those cliffs.
Question. Since we're talking about the cave
Yep.
and the hovel and the things,
Yeah.
you guys didn't go there before? Because I saw a set of footprints
I mean,
and I rolled like a 32, so does it look like one of them could have left that footprint, or
yeah, it looks like they
maybe,
could have, because they were humanoid-ish, right? Like, it looks like it could have been really any of them, because this of size, right? Like, maybe not the Goliath, because he's bigger, right? It would have been maybe a little bit heavier footfalls. Uh,
so just you guys never went into the troll hovel?
are you asking just them in general? Or are you asking?
Please.
Okay. No, Sketch. I mean, in your, because you've ventured down, maybe not that far. I don't know how far you go. Uh, any troll hovels? Like, yeah, I go to troll hovels all the time. Like, they're around,
Dude, I hang out in troll hovels all the time.
bro.
I'm like, bruh.
No, but I ask because I saw a set of foot tracks that match a person with boots. So I was just wondering if maybe it was you at some point that visited the troll hovel that I got these tidbits from, or was it someone
The
else?
But the ones that the guys that you can't burn, nah, nothing like that. At least I don't
So
think
that
so.
means that there's someone else out there interacting with what is
Huh.
going.
And that far south.
Yeah,
Interesting.
and you haven't seen any other people.
Not in my. I mean, again, stick to the general area, which is a big area. But yeah,
The
not
issue is we don't know if they were collaborators, leaders, instructors, or
just
Good.
unfortunate victims being
possibly. Yeah.
hauled off for something. Something.
Right. Yeah. Could be. I don't know.
So the other thing you mentioned is you said the gnolls, like the hyena folk.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't they have a history that makes? Okay, so hear me out here. I know I'm the little girl here, but listen.
Go on.
Fiends have influenced the world. Yes, we've seen their interactions with the world.
Sure.
Some stories, some legends say that gnolls are descendants of fiends.
Yes. Yes. That's.
And the
I've heard.
things that we are seeing with the trolls and the ferretins,
Little girl, you didn't hear. The gnolls seem to be the things that are resistant to
resistance.
these changes and
Yes,
not
yes, yes.
affected.
Do you think it has something to do with the fact that they are already sort of fiendish?
Oh, I suppose it could be. Uh, but then why would they be fighting against all of this?
It doesn't mean that they want to be fiendish. They have a heritage.
No, 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 no. Why would they be? I mean, so I will say they have been essentially isolating themselves against all of these random crazy things that we've seen. Which, by the way, again, you weren't here. It's not simply fiendish things. We've seen uh, some demon-related things, stuff from like aberrations, even like
Oh,
all sorts of various types of creature, not just the fiends.
and just checking. The four of you are not
Yeah, what?
affected in some way.
I'm sorry you didn't get to hear all of this. What, if you don't mind my asking, what were you doing? And I'm glad you were able to find us, but you were gone for quite a
Oh,
while.
I was sneaking behind your friend, seeing if he would pay attention and notice me. He didn't, and then I found your camp, and then you guys actually respected him, so I decided, well, I'll be nice and not blow my cover, and I just stayed in the woods. And then when your Goliath friend came walking around to go check on what was going on, I tried messaging him, but I'm guessing that he doesn't hear a single thing that we're saying. So I was like, I have a communication gap. So I decided rather than make him feel bad by stepping out of the woods and make you failed your patrol, I stayed in the woods until you guys were comfortably, well, in the meeting, and then I went to go see Candy Cane and Horse.
Sketch will lean in like that's their horse names. I know they're stupid, but okay. Yeah,
Also,
and yeah.
I really like your robes. I really like your robes. I
Oh,
really like your
thank you.
muscles.
They're a little bit.
And I really like your Drake.
They've seen better days. We don't have a lot of clothing available out here, so we have to mend, rips and tears and things. But we do try to keep it, nice. But yes, as you ascertained correctly, Keely cannot hear a thing. But nevertheless, he's still very, very capable, very, very good companion to have. And it actually is surprisingly hard to give him the slip. You must have been pretty sneaky.
I stood perfectly still.
That might do it.
And then I felt bad. He was so diligent.
Yes, he's. And then she'll sign, because he's, kind of watching the conversation. And then she, like, signs something to him, and then he just, like, kind of smiles. He's like,
And then Ben will sign a simple hello to him.
just literally
Because
wave hello.
well, not like he in a different way than just waving hello. He's been observing the hand sign, so he's trying to figure it out.
Oh, interesting. Well,
Basically.
he can make a intelligence check, I guess, to kind of.
Performance.
Oh yes.
I'm just trying to
Oh, I
figure
don't have.
out if he's smart enough to figure out a sign or two.
Well, it is part of his understanding languages, right? So,
Oh, is that
um,
what is that feature? I'm not sure what feature you're talking about.
I can try to find it. I don't know if it's on his character sheet or if I have to go.
Eh.
Let me find it.
Mental discipline. No, that's different.
No.
Background. It's
It's the
back.
background. I'm trying to find
Oh,
if it's
background.
written.
His background is gift descendant.
I caught send it background. He took it from. God damn it! He took it from I think it's acolyte because he just made a special acolyte.
Ah.
All right, let me go find it. Let me find it. I'll find it for you. Give me a second. You guys can continue. I look. It
Oh
takes a
wow,
little
he's
bit.
got a
So
whole
wait,
bunch of
so
stuff in his biography. Holy shit.
feels it's for materia as well, right?
Right.
So
Oh, adept linguist. You can communicate with
it's
humanoids who don't speak any language you know. You must observe the humanoids interacting with one another for at least one day. But I mean, yeah,
one day. Okay,
but
got it.
that's fine. I mean, that's
Close enough.
it's not like nothing one day, all of it, so,
Yeah, right.
so
I mean, the concept of getting a greeting out of it wouldn't be too hard. That's usually the first thing somebody would pick up. So.
yeah, so yeah, Ben.
Check or what?
Let's see. Yeah, sure, performance check.
Performance.
Or what?
Okay,
What did you suggest?
that's fine.
I
That works. I
suggested
was gonna.
performance, so it could be like, does he sign greetings, or does he accidentally sign like I shit myself?
15's pretty good.
I
Um,
was thinking like you're a buffoon, but I shit myself is so good.
uh, so yeah, I'll say Keely signs back. Like, no, it's again, yeah, it is more or less like hello in sign language is literally waving. So,
Yeah.
but then he like signs something back.
Warm breeze. Yeah.
He signs something back. And the only stuff that Ben picks up about that is, uh, clearly if there's something directing is like something
Uh-huh.
something to do with a mouth, and then extra stuff, not stuff he hasn't seen
Okay.
before.
Got it.
I think he wants you to go to bed with him. Mouth stuff.
Actually, you know what? Give me an insight check for Ben. He really does. No, I'm
Uh,
just kidding. I'm just that'll help the language check as well. Is what I'm saying to kind of get the feel, cause, and you know he's wisdom, so he might have some insight.
sorry.
Ooh.
Oh no.
he think,
The communication barrier hits. Don't.
yeah, Ben's just like eh? You want to do what with me?
Yeah. Points to his mouth like, what?
But so just so I understood something that you said, Danny, the gnolls are not affected by the changing,
They seem to
from
be
what they've seen.
resisting it at the very least.
And
Like,
are they actively going against the changing, or are they working with the things that are changing?
nobody has asked that yet. I don't think.
Oh, because okay, got it.
True.
Uh,
But for the sake of simplicity, I will just pretend that you just did. The Knolls, again, they're not friendly with us, so we're not entirely sure of what their intentions or motives are, but they do seem to be relatively unaffected. We have not found any of their kind being warped and twisted in any of these weird, unpredictable ways, and they do appear to. We have found some of the beasts that they've killed that have been warped and twisted, and they have the claw and fang marks that, telltale signs of gnolls if you're familiar with some of their tactics. So they do appear to be opposing it. I'm not sure if they're seeking out any more information, or if they're just holding fast, keeping their own society and their own kind safe. But they do appear to actively resist. So,
okay.
hope that answers your question.
No, it's interesting. I am ready to go make new friends.
Okay.
More friends, more better.
More friends, more better.
Yes, and if you do learn, we will be in contact with you for sure. If I anticipate, actually, here, let me check something. Let me check my map. Uh, if uh, if you go directly northeast from here, you might come upon their camp. Probably not too far from the road, just on the other side. But then Sketch leans in and is like, they had some carts that we stashed, but they're kind of back southeast, so they may want to go back and get those. It's up to them, though. Oh, well, that would mean it's probably about a day and a half worth of travel from. Uh, I assume you said southeast, so yeah, day and a half, maybe 2 days, and then Sketch is like, you see him kind of doing some mental math in his head. He's like, yeah, it's probably about a day, a little bit more than a day to like where we usually see the knolls. But again, we try and keep out of there, so who knows exact reaches of where they are. But again, we do find them some of the stuff that they've killed, but we try not to clash with them anymore. After yeah,
Important question. Did you kill any of the gnolls?
you know, these knolls.
Self defense or otherwise? Did you kill any of the gnolls?
You know, when I'm on my patrols, it's
Be honest.
yeah, maybe four of them.
Okay.
I mean, Drake helped. Then Drake like, meh.
He's a cutie. No, just they're gonna be more hostile than otherwise.
I
Okay.
mean, they're always hostile as far as I've ever seen.
You've obviously never heard of Old Murky Eye.
Can't
The
say
little
that I
murky eye.
have. And should
What
I
is
be
it
doing a history check? Like, should I be doing a check for these guys to see if they have?
ever? No, no. He's like he was a maritime hero. He was a great man.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a land guy. I don't.
Okay. Well, just saying. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. I'm sorry that you are still stuck in the woods. Um,
Yes, that's again. We are. This is this has gone on too long, and we should have gone back and admitted defeat and regrouped potentially and shared what we learned. But hopefully, maybe we can assist you all and make amends and find our friends.
Your position is understandable. I feel like if any of my family here were to be missing from such an event, I would not rest until we could retrieve them or at least confirm what has happened. I think there is still hope. You have not given up after all.
You know, it almost sometimes felt like we had, but not anymore. Not no. You're right. We haven't. We're renewing our efforts at the very least, and as I admit, I still believe this to be potentially quite a foolhardy venture, but you all are a very surprising bunch, and if I may be frank, if the six of you, there was if those of you who I've
We're
met have been able to band together and accomplish the things you've mentioned, uh, that is quite something, and that belies capability I would not have assumed. So, well done. You've renewed my vigor for this search and perhaps opened my eyes to new possibilities. Thank you.
and thank you as well.
The pleasure is ours. I thank you for your warm hospitality and the
Speaking,
information. And
you're welcome to stay here for the evening, although it's still just early afternoon. It is a bit of a hike to get back to where you are, but I believe with Sketch's help, you should be able to get there before sundown. So, if you like to get back on the road, then Sketch, you've been up some time. Are you going to be able to? He's like, I'll push through it. It's fine.
Gwen, how well do you recall the path, if I may ask?
I mean, honestly, I was more focused on making sure that Sketch did not notice me because he is very good at what he does.
Hmm,
I
fair.
crack a grin, trying to be nice.
I'll admit,
Sounds like a fun,
yeah, I
sounds like
didn't
a fun
see you.
game.
Okay. So I would appreciate if he would be so kind to escort us with Drake, just to make sure we get safely to our wagons, because he did such a good job hiding them, and maybe I wouldn't even be able to find them myself.
I'm not
Your help
sure
would be
if you should have you make a perception or deception check or not.
your help would
No,
be
I'm trying to be
greatly
nice.
appreciated.
I'll
I'm
tell you
trying to be
this.
nice.
He rolled really bad on his insight. His total insight is gonna be 13.
Yes, I'm just trying to be
Okay,
nice.
okay, okay. I mean,
Because
he's
his feet are
clearly
nice.
gonna be skeptical of you.
Okay, and also I have words of wisdom from the Sea World. Just try to remember when you're saying renewed vigor, the bottom of the sea is the top of another world. It applies here.
Every time you say that saying, it terrifies me just the same.
No, but it's the truth. It's
Yes,
there
that's what's
to help
terrifying
us.
about it.
Yes. I have one more question with your magics of being able to perceive us and everything.
Yes.
So my mama keeps something that belongs to me to make it easy.
Ah,
Do you need something?
that would be helpful. Here, let me give you something. And then she reaches into her hair, pulls out a hair clip. Is like, I think this should do.
Hmm. Still smells like lavender. How managed to smell like lavender? Never
I
mind.
mean,
I'm not going to
thankfully,
ask.
Sketch here knows how to find all sorts of good floral things, and we mean, we
And it's been.
he can be a bit stinky at times, but I'm
I
the little
believe
one
the term
is the little one
must.
is yeah starting to waft this way.
Oh, uh,
Ooh, that's a
Regardless,
strong smell.
it sounds like you have a good company. That's it's
You
always
know
great
when
to
I
hear.
said that we kind of just let him be on his own? That's a big
Yeah, I
part
could
of
see
it.
why. Um, okay, and what may you offer me?
Try to think of something cute. What do I have that be cute?
Like a
I'm not gonna
brooch
give him.
or a pin or
I have a limited edition collector tooth badges. Where are they?
is it the stupid fucking tattoo slash brand or something?
No, it's just no. I'll give her something serious. I will give them. Should she give a hair tie?
A hairpin, yeah, or like hair
Yeah,
clip, hair clip. Sorry.
I will give one of the mini bracelets that they have.
Okay.
Here you
What's
go.
it made of? Is it like metal, leather? What is it?
Uh, I imagine it being
Like
made
jade or something?
of. No, not that nothing that fancy. Just reused cord from the ships, and then it's got shells that are collected from various beaches
And
and just kind of woven in.
I'm going to add. It also has a very tiny sapphire on it, right?
Okay, very well. There's a tiny sapphire. I like
Because
it.
your mum is little sapphire.
Mama is little sapphire.
Oh,
So,
Oh, this is fantastic. Are you sure?
yeah,
Okay,
we're trusting each other,
fantastic.
right?
Yes, and we will meet again, right?
Yeah, duh.
the
Like,
day
we're going
before
to win.
last.
Do you not understand this? You embrace life, you expect death, you make you, you make it sweet along the way, and then victory. And then you go.
Those are her sayings that are not so terrifying. I like those ones.
Candy, people like. Bottom of the ocean, it scares people. I don't understand why.
I think it's the lack of oxygen and crushing pressure that usually does it for most people, dear.
People
Ben
without
raises his
experiencing
hand.
cold and other darkness.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, those are
get it.
just, more
So,
flavor.
those are the cons. What are the pros of never mind.
Bros, you don't have to deal with everything up here.
Fair.
Hmm.
Well, sketch, if you would mind. Yeah, yeah. But
Seriously, get here, lemon drop, sugar. It'll help
I'll
with the
admit,
energy.
it's pretty tasty.
He's a good man. He's a good man.
Can I please try to give Drake one more? Please.
Drake, if you want to,
I'll I'll,
you can do either persuasion or animal handling. Again.
I'll plead the Drake. Hubert likes it. I believe you'd like
All
it
right,
as
you can do it
well.
at an
Just give it a
advantage. I'll give you an
just give it a
advantage.
try, friend.
I'm gonna lose a hand to a Drake. Okay.
I believe in you.
I don't believe in me. Okay. I crack the knuckles. I prepare. I say, oh, come on, Artie. I want to make more friends.
Like a guidance thing. Yeah, nice.
Yo!
Nice.
Please,
Okay. So are you just holding it out, or are you like throwing it, or what are you doing?
no, I don't know any better, so I hold it up. I'm like, here you go.
Okay, then yeah, let's do it. Let's make it. You don't make a deck save, because he is
It
going.
has wide eyes.
Oh, Dixie. I'm like, but I have candy coating. Okay. I do
Oh,
technically.
absolutely. So like,
Yo!
you see me go and like lunging and like just at the last second you just like drop your hand on it and it kind of like suspends in midair for half a second. You know, like you just pop it up
And as he
just
lunges, if
ha-
you allow it, I tickle the bottom of his.
and you
I'm
get
like, enjoy.
and your fingers tingle with a little bit of electricity because of like his kind of breath
Yeah.
as he like goes after it, and you're just like, oh wow.
He is
Well done.
adorable.
And he kind of so yeah he like crunches it.
How does he like it?
He looks
I have
confused. Because he
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
taste
fine.
anything.
It takes getting used to.
It's
What
okay.
kind? What kind did you give him?
Oh, I gave him one of the jawbreakers that normally takes someone like a day to eat, or 2 or 3. He just crunched through it. So
Hey, opens.
actually, I
Wow.
went to the boodle and I look at them. Are the other guy? Do the bad guys still have the bad guys? Do they still have their jawbreakers?
I'll say. Let's see. What do I do?
Been 2 days?
It's been 2 days.
Yeah, right about
Think
two
about
days. Two of them spit them out. Two are still working on them.
No.
it. Okay.
It would have
Those.
been in order.
My jaw hurts so bad.
It would have been Laren and Wolf who spit it out.
Aw, Wolf. Okay, fine. Fuck you, Wolf.
Zuval might redeem himself yet.
Yes. All my. Okay. Um.
If he finishes it, he can get neutral again.
You get. This is their reputation grind.
That's
How
right.
much they can finish
That's
their.
right.
Okay. Gwen is done taking up everybody's time. Gwen is happy.
Oh, okay.
Gwen is.
Let's not forget the horses.
That was Candy Cane doing, by the way.
And the tree. Oh, and
Oh,
hold on. And then in a moment of realization, he looks at Fenris and he's like, "Tree person, we're going. Are they around?"
oh yeah.
The,
Is this
the
Keely?
bat like kind of just stares after he talks at it and just
I'll
the
scratch the
the
match. It's okay.
the glow fades from the bat and it just kind of flies away.
Oh,
And
wait.
slowly the moving tree will shamble over to the group.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
Again, straight at
Nish.
Fenris, like, "Let's move." And then yeah,
I'll just
Kind of
give a
as
double,
he's
double
leading
thumbs up.
everybody away, I'll turn back to the group and say, "It's been a pleasure, and I hope that we have good news for you all before too long." And I like turn to leave, but kind of do that like, "Oh, I forgot to say something." Be like, "I just wanted to say it's very kind of you to be so patient with your ally. I mean, he's obviously a very skilled woodsman, but to deal with his, pardon me for being frank, bit of a crass nature, it really speaks to your gregariousness."
well, I do appreciate it, and he's incredibly. He's actually a bit of a softie once you get to know him. He's just got a lot of rough exterior. Doesn't trust much. And once we've been through what we've been through, it really galvanizes a group, you know. Um, but I can see how he comes off quite rough, quite crass, as you say. But once you earn his trust, you've earned quite an ally. So who knows? Maybe you all will count yourself among his friends at some point.
Well, I shall take your word on it, and I shall hope that that future is in the cards for us. Until we meet again.
Until we meet again. All right, I'm gonna stop it there.